You have your troubles scattered, then dump the bosses off your back.
First, before starting this video, I like to say, no, I'm not on the Kremlin's payroll. I'm very critical of proxy war that is being waged between the European Union, United States, and NATO, and the Russian Federation in regards to the war that they are, well, creating in Ukraine and the innocent lives that are being lost. I'm a firm believer in Lenin's slogan, peace, land, and bread, emphasis on peace. With that out of the way, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this. First and foremost, the neo-Nazis in Ukraine have been a problem for a while. I remember first seeing something about this, ironically, on the BBC. There was a video getting shared around. They had done a news report back in 2014, and essentially it was a large torchlight protest, very akin to what was seen in Nazi Germany, or in the rise and beginnings of Nazi Germany, and also what was seen in the Charlottesville march that happened not too long after that. In the wake of these happenings, there have been various unsavory things committed by the Ukrops, or Azov Battalion, a collection of far-right neo-Nazi extremists that are within the National Guard of Ukraine. We have armed what is basically the 21st century's version of the Freikorps. And if you don't know who the Freikorps were, they're basically a paramilitary, far-right paramilitary. For my comrades, you know that they were the ones that killed Rosa Luxemburg. But for those who don't know, the Freikorps were essentially, in many ways, a precursor to Hitler's Germany in the period in between the First World War and the Second World War. Well, not exactly the First and Second World War, the in-between period called the Weimar Republic. They were a fascistic, reactionary, paramilitary group that carried out their own will, kind of in the sense of what the Ukrops are, the Azov Battalion. But I would just like this image to set in real quick. The Freikorps, neo-Nazis, but with modern day military hardware. I'm talking Javelin missiles, TOW missiles, which basically destroy any tank. They're almost impossible to deal with in a battlefield setting. There aren't almost any countermeasures. Top of the line military tech is what I'm getting at, are now in the hands of neo-Nazis. And I feel like I've seen this before. Of course, I'm referring to the fact that me personally, some of my earliest memories of childhood were watching the World Trade Center fall while I was at my grandmother's house getting ready for preschool one September morning. The reason I bring that up is because during the 80s, we funded the Mujahideen. And then they later went on to become Al-Qaeda and a national security threat that affected the lives of people domestically in their country and their well-being, but also abroad. What I'm getting at is we've created another Mujahideen situation. There is absolutely every reason for Ukrainian neo-Nazis now, that once the war is over and the peace talks are done, if it comes to peace talks, or however it ends, I don't have a crystal ball and I'm no soothsayer. But for these elements with modern military hardware that have basically made tanks a thing of the past, armored warfare with TOW missiles and $1 million Javelin missiles to easily overthrow their current government and install a fascist dictatorship. I feel I have seen this before, in which we have armed unsavory people. They overthrow a government, and it's just this endless cycle, this endless carnage, that just this machine that just eats people up. And we can't have that. With these weapons, these far-right neo-Nazis that worship Bandera, an open fascist, can basically become unstoppable and they can do whatever they want. There have been many unsavory reports of these individuals doing unsavory things, unsurprisingly giving that they're neo-Nazis. And I just want to know how long it is until we have another, Nazi Germany situation on our hands, or another, we're backing the good rebel, Free Syrian Army rebels. They're the good guys this time. And how many people, and more innocent people, are going to die as a fallout of the Russo-Ukrainian war. I don't have much more to say about this, but I will end this on a very sad, somber, and sobering note. A poem from the Holocaust.
First they came for the communists, and I did not speak out, because I was not a communist. Then they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out, because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out, because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out, because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak out for me.